out.
Crew is the ultimate team sport. 8 oars cutting the water like knife through butter, all in unison. And at the head of the country's fastest boat is the senior coxswain, Jill Costello.
Coach thought I was loud and bossy and small enough to be a coxswain, and then it just kind of grew from there.
Costello is the quarterback of the boat. She's the eyes of the operation, constantly barking commands.
Get your blade to the water faster, get connected, get on it, go harder, more with the legs. I'm sure there's a little tension sometimes if I'm yelling at the same person about the same thing over and over again, but they know it's because I want the best for them.
Together, the Cal crew team raced to a second-place finish in last year's National. The time for celebration, though, turned very somber.
I just kind of had a stomach ache. I remember just feeling a little off. And then after we got back from NCAAs, went to the doctors and kind of everything just unraveled.
She was diagnosed immediately with stage 4 lung cancer, which spread to her breast and into her liver. 3 days later, she was in the throes of chemotherapy. In a year's time, she's gone through 20 rounds.
You know, when I first got the news, very quickly I realized I had to go into coach mode and help, point her in the right direction.
That direction was to the water. Coach Dave O'Neill wondered if, much less when, his senior coxswain would return to the stern of the boat. Costello certainly did, and so did her teammates.
Eva, who's one of our other captains, was like, "We need you there in the spring. We are winning Pac-10s, we are winning NACAs, and you are going to be there in front of me." And so that was the plan, and I never thought any different.
I don't know how she does it, but she's the fighter.
I definitely feel like it's an escape, and it lets me stop thinking about everything else that's going on and just focus on something that's really normal to me and makes me feel like I don't have to think about anything else. This is Jack, my graduation present.
Yet rowing was only a temporary escape. With her situation still dire, Costello made the trek to Lourdes, France in search of a miracle. 6 million people visit the spiritual fountains every year.
So this can fit 25,000 people. All these sick people make the pilgrimage to Lourdes, and they get dunked in the fountains, which is what I did. Gave me a little more spiritual support.
While Costello was in France, the Cal crew raced without her. In a win against Stanford, they rowed as Team Jill, wearing jerseys with her picture on the back.
It's like the silhouette of her, which was really cool because when you're rowing behind someone, you just like see the silhouette. So like in the races, you just like constantly reminded like, let's do it for Jill, let's do it for Jill.
It's kind of overwhelming how much support I'm getting. It kind of puts things in perspective and makes me think about like how serious this fight is, but how I have everyone backing me up, and that really makes me stronger.
Her role on the team is to motivate, so it's fitting that her fight out of the water has helped her fight in the water.
You know, I've noticed this year that like none of us have like taken anything for granted, and it's just like none of us have a reason to be like, oh, like that was too hard to give up. Like she never gives up. She's never will give up.
When Jill says, guys, I need you to dig a little deeper and push a little harder, the team knows it's coming from a special place.